What's going on, guys? Snaggy here, and it's time to preview round 3 of the 2025 NRL season, guys. And this round is going to be sick. We have a grand final rematch. We have teams going way better than we thought they were going to. We're having their best starts to the season. And there's some teams without some wins that really need a dub, guys. So this is going to be an absolutely epic round, guys. I absolutely cannot wait for this one. I'm really, really pumped, man. I'm excited for this year. It's going to be awesome, guys. All right, before we get into the video, guys, if you haven't already, if you could please shoot me a sub. We are at 9,140. That is crazy. We're closing in on 10K. I wasn't even sure if we're going to hit that this year. And we're closing in on it quick, man. It really means a lot. All the kind messages I get, man. Just quickly, everyone that already has subs, thank you so much, man. Like, you guys are so... I genuinely love doing this. I love talking rugby league with you guys. I love seeing all your punts in the comments. It's really good, and it really keeps me going, guys. So make sure you shoot us a sub, guys. And also, if you're not a member of our Discord community too, make sure you jump in there. There'll be a link in the description for this one as well. Now, everyone seemed to like just going through our tips, keeping the video slightly shorter. A lot of people said perfect length video, bro, is about 40 minutes rather than doing the whole hour-long thing and trying to do all that stuff. So I'm going to keep it that way, guys, but keep an eye out for all my bets. A lot of my bets. We'll talk a little bit of betting in here, of course. I mean, I'm the snag, man. I'm going to be talking about some betting. But yeah, we'll keep it predominantly just tip base and all that sort of stuff, guys. So just for that, though, the easiest way, if you do want to just straight copy my bets, is to join Dabble. So make sure you use the link in the description as well if you haven't, or use code SNAG when you join. I'm going to be doing a 10K challenge soon, which we've done pretty well at in the past, but I'm also going to do one of the 30K challenges. So if you don't know what the 30K challenge is, essentially what you do is, we were doing this in the NBA, but NBA is so hard. So much harder to predict, and there's so many short odds things that don't hit, like should but just don't for whatever reason, whereas in the NRL they hit all the time. So anyway, what the challenge is you take $100 and you bet on something that's $1.20, roughly $1.20. It can be $1.18, $1.22, $1.23, or something like that. And then if you take the winnings, and you do that 30 times, do the math. I punched it in on my calculator. On my calculator, it actually came to about 29,800 or something like that. If you do that 30 times, it comes to 30K. And I'm like, bro, I can hit $30.20 bets. I'll go full weekends with only missing one leg, and that extra leg's only in there because I needed it to get value. If I only need to pick one $1.20 thing in a game, I've got this, man. I've got this. So we're trying that one too, guys. So you'll be able to follow that one on Dabble. You will have to be on Dabble to follow that one because, for example, say it's Super Saturday, we put something down for $1.20, right? And then that game finishes. So I'm going to have to put that bet up quick before the next game starts. I'm not going to have time to do a video or anything about it. So make sure you are on Dabble so you can just go boom, click copy, or just do your own one. Just do your own one, follow along. And man, if I win 30K, I'm getting a box at the grand final and inviting some of my favourite snaggy subscribers. And that'll be absolutely epic. Oh, man. All right, boys, let's go through the games and break down each one, go through some of the stats, and just have a look at some matchups and stuff as well on the park. Like I said, won't put my bets down, but I'm gauging what bets I'm going to put down tomorrow. Well, tomorrow. Right, so grand final rematch, Strom Vs Panthers. Warriors versus the Roosters. We have Broncos versus the Cowboys. I'll actually be at this game, boys. So there's just another little thing for this weekend for my short form content. I will be at this game, so I'm not too sure if I'm going to be able to create post videos for these ones, but I'll see how I go. And also on Saturday and Sunday, my son has 2 games, both on the daytime. They're both around lunch. Should be home for the games. But just in case I'm not, again, I might just miss a post-game video or something like that. But my pre-ones will all be up as always. Where was I up to? Dolphins vs Tigers, Titans vs Knights, Eels vs Bulldogs, and Sea Eagles vs the Raiders. And the poor old Dragons are getting pumped by Flanagan as we speak. They're getting pumped by him. Now, let me actually see how many people are tipping. Sorry, you won't be able to see this screen, guys. 86% of tippers are tipping the Melbourne Storm in this one. Just on the punt on this one first, boys, before we get to the actual tipping. We all know, like I said, if you follow me for a minute, you know I like to put a few things together that pay about $1.30 and we get our $2. Parramatta Eels are paying... It's Parramatta Eels. Penrith Panthers are paying for minus 18.5, paying $1.35. Yes, please. Penrith could win it. I'm not saying they're going to, but like it's I thought it was the microphone. It's Penrith, bros. It's Penrith. Now I'm just going to say my tip now. I'm tipping Melbourne to win this. But man, you'd be crazy to just rule them out of this game, and you'd be crazy not to take an 18.5 point head start. That is insane. All right, so Willie Warbrick is out. Big Nelson back, but not named in the team. Now, we don't really need to go through these teams, guys, because we know what they are, because they are Melbourne Storms unchanged. However, Dylan Edwards is out. Laurie comes in. And look at this, boys. Still no Blaze to Lungy. What the Blaze is going on? I do like this bench a bit better. I do like the Garner, the Papali'i. Now, they brought him on through the middle in that first game, and that's what the minute they bought Papali'i, I was like, I reckon they're going to play him in the middle. And then people are like, oh, he's not that big. Neither's Fisher Harris. My first comment when Fish got moved into the front row, he was a small-bodied lock when he was in the game when he started. Tough as nails, but more like a Finucane sort of lock forward. Penrith like small front rowers, man. They don't go big, so I think Papali'i in the middle is a handful, and he's got them legs on him. He's got plenty of weight in those britches. Like, he can play middle for sure. So I actually don't mind that he's playing this lighter pack. I mean, they're not soft. Liam Henry's a maniac, so. And then they can cover edges if you need to. So I actually don't mind that. I think it's pretty good. I would love... Where is he? Oh, he's not even named. Oh, what's his name? Latoya? The guy who I was saying was Mini Moses Liotta. Wouldn't mind seeing him getting a little bit of game time. But yeah, I love it. It's a much better pack. Now, let's have a quick look at some stats, look at some matchups, and then you already know my tip. I'm going Melbourne. Melbourne Storm have won 8 from 9 against the Penrith Panthers at Amy Park. I didn't know that. That is really good. I mean, 8 of 9, that goes all through their dominance. So it's great stat from the Melbourne Storm. Tortor scored 9 tries in 12 games against the Storm. Man, I'll tell you what, Brian Tortor, I was thinking like 2 weeks ago how I've never seen him have a bad game. He had a pretty bad game, so I'm not expecting that 2 weeks in a row. Xavier Coates has scored 31 tries in 28 games at Amy Park. Nathan Cleary requires 14 points to break the club's point record. What? He's 26. He's 26 and he's breaking club records? That is ludicrous, man. That is absolutely ludicrous. Wow. Jerome Hughes will make his 150th. There's a try scorer too. That'd probably pay all right too. Tortor and Hughes. Actually, you could probably go Tortor, Coates and Hughes. I'll be paying a pretty handy amount. Should we put it in? Let's have a quick look. I've got to have a look. Come on, Dabble, load up quicker. All right. Rugby League. All right, let's go Panthers. Let's go same game multi. Let's go player tries. Xavier Coates, Brian Tortor, Jerome Hughes. $8. If it was 10, I'd take it. $8 a little skinny for me. Little skinny. Let's have a look at some matchups here, guys. Now, Anderson comes in for Warbrick on the left here. So we've got Alamotti and McLean on Anderson and Meaney. So I actually don't mind that lineup for Panthers. I want to see McLean. He had a pretty mid-game, but you can't really... Everyone did from Penrith. So I definitely want to see a little more from him. Like, to me, if Penrith are going to be a genuine threat to win again, he has to be at least as good as Taruva was last year. You know what I mean? Like, they can't take a hit there. They've already taken a big hit in the front row with Fisher Harris. They need McLean to be at least as good as Taruva. I think he's going to be a better player than Taruva, but I mean, this year they need him to be better than Taruva was. Taruva killed it in his first rookie year, so Howarth Coates on Tungle and Brian or Liam Martin will be running at Munster and Bloor. Yeah, there's no... I actually pretty surprised. Hughes, Alamotti, Sorensen. Yeah, this could be a lower scoring game, guys. If I had to guess, I don't know what the line is, but I reckon 40 points total, 42. Something like that would probably be about as, not of course it can go higher, but that's if I had to estimate, that's what I sort of think it would be. Somewhere around there, guys. But punt with caution on this one, guys. Just remember it is Penrith versus the Melbourne Storm. This could have a very grand finally sort of feel. I can't believe how many people are writing Penrith off. Like, it is actually mind-blowing. Like, I would not even be slightly shocked if Penrith win this. I wouldn't be even just remotely shocked if they come out and everyone goes, oh yeah, Penrith. That's right. I forgot. We jump to conclusions so quickly, in league. It's funny. But yeah, I got Melbourne to win. There's just too many things pointing in their direction for them to win. So I'm going to go the Melbourne Storm to beat the Penrith Panthers. On to the Eels versus the Roosters. Two of the biggest upsets. Well, there was three, but two of the three biggest upsets of the round last week. Both riding high. Both needed these wins desperately last week. And unfortunately for one of these two teams, one of them's going to be 1-2. But man, this should be a cracker. Now, I spoke about this briefly in I can't remember where. I think it might have just been a Discord chat, but a few people were saying, what do you think? And I was like, look, both teams are going to be riding high. Someone said, Roosters going to be riding high after that win, of course, but so are Warriors. But I said this after, I did say this after the Penrith, my wrap-up game. It took every bit of their heart and soul to win that game. Like, they just, I definitely think there could be an adrenaline dump. Not adrenaline dump, because obviously adrenaline doesn't last 7 days, but you get what I mean. Like I could see a flat first 20 or 30 out of them early. It's very hard to just ride that momentum. And like I said, it's not like they're playing a team that's down on, like the Warriors just had a big win as well. And then they have to then go travel to New Zealand as well. I just saw that as a little negative, just when you are putting your tips together. Of course, Roosters, huge win over Penrith. But, and getting players back, you know what I mean? But yeah, I wouldn't just be like, oh, they're going to smoke everyone now because they beat one of the top teams. Let's have a look at the team list quickly. So we have Tamari Martinberry, Laban, Lusick and Afoa. So has anything changed? Pompey, Roger Vastashek, Davida. So starting 13's the same. Dylan Walker, Bayunga. Okay, so pretty much the same. Lindsay Collins on the bench. Okay. Zach Docker Clay. Victor back in the middle. Yes. Sua Wong on the edge. Love that. Angus Crichton, Nafum White, Spencer Lenu. So all of a sudden their front row is looking elite. Back seven is the same. So same team that beat Penrith, but adding about 3 superstars and a heap more grunt in the middle. This is going to be a cracking game. I really can't wait for this one. Hopefully I'll get to see it because, like I said, I'm going to this Broncos game, and this is obviously just before, but obviously I have to get to the stadium and stuff. So I'm not too sure what I'm doing before the game with the Broncos. Like, I'm not too sure if we have to do stuff, but we'll see. Warriors have not beaten the Roosters at GIO. Hang on. Warriors have not beaten the Roosters at GIO Stadium since 2000. What? That is outrageous, Warriors. Roosters have won their past 8 games against the Warriors. What? Seriously? Warriors have won only 2 of their past 7 Friday night games. How? They play on Friday all the time. They won heaps of games. I guess 20 games. Yeah, wow, okay, jeez. Chance Nickel Cookstale plays 50th game for the Wars. Now let's have a look at some matchups, guys. See if we can find some faults here, some chinks in the armour. Tayola, how good's that guy? Pompey and Tuvasicek Young. That's a good matchup. Tupou on Tiny Tuapiki. Ooh. Yeah, there could... I'll be looking at Tupou to score here. Nwanga showed he loves to hit the line and pass. I'll be taking Tupou for points, for sure. And then Metcalf. Yeah, definitely be looking at Tupou. I love Tupou on Tiny Tuapiki. There's points there for sure. Oh, this is tough. This is really hard for me. Roosters. should win. But I'm just really worried about that dump. And okay, I'm going to take the Wars, and here's why. Just what I just spoke about when I first started talking about this game. But also, I'm going to say, I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer and talk down what the Roosters did at all. But Penrith are awful as well. Like, let's not forget that. That wasn't grand final, like, winning Penrith. That was the worst game I've seen them play in 5 years, and they won by a try. You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna back in the Wars, all right? I'm backing in the Wars to get their first dub against the Roosters since 2017. All right? Warriors, don't make me look silly. Please show up. Please show up. This is going to be a sick game. Is it even money? Yeah. Even money. Any team could win. I'm just going the Wars. Up the goddamn Wars. On to the Brisbane Broncos versus the... Bro, did you hear what Andrew Voss called the North Queensland Cowboys? Did you hear what he called you? North Queensland Cowboys fans, if you're watching, he called you the Townsville Turnstiles. The Townsville Turnstiles. He just said it. No one reacted in the commentary box. No, I heard no one talk about it. I'm like, that is so harsh. But he wasn't too wrong. Yeah, missed a lot of tackles. Look, man, Marty Tapau. I was thinking about Marty tonight. Is he playing? No, he's just on the extended bench. Ooh, Stag's back in the reserves. Okay. That's a big inclusion if he ends up playing. Pikura. I think they've got to find a better way to use Piakura. Yeah, look, Broncos, nothing went well for them. But even how they played against Canberra, I think that would have beat the Cowboys over the past couple of weeks. Like, they weren't great at all against Canberra. But I still think that, what performance they dished up, probably would have beat how bad the Cowboys have been. They got holes all over that ship. It's bad. And they have reacted. Clifford in. Duffy, or... Yeah, it is Duffy, isn't it? Out. Well, okay. So let's go through this, actually. So Clifford in. Jason Tamalolo starting at prop. Must have watched the Tongan series last year. Jesus Christ, man. I don't know what's up with his coaching. Bateman. This O'Donnell guy too. Like, he couldn't get through the game. He was vomiting his guts out on the 60-minute mark. He had his hands on his head 10 minutes into this game. Looks handy, looks athletic, looks like a good footy player, but he's conditioned. He doesn't look close to conditioned to play a full rugby league game. Ruben Cotter has to be substantially better. I like McIntyre off the bench. To me, he looks like a really good bench second rower. Don't know about a starter. And all of a sudden now you got Neem, Hess, and Nanai. I don't know. Okay, again, Toddy Payton. What are you doing? You got no cover. Zero cover if you lose anyone in the back seven. What are you going to put Colin Hess in at 6? Your job's on the line, and this is the bench you pick. Wow. Okay. Toddy Payton's on them shrooms, I think, lad. He's like, I hear from everyone, he is highly intelligent, great football mind, all that sort of stuff. But I've really been questioning some of the stuff Toddy Payton's been doing, especially this year. Like, even last year, does this McKaylee dude, like, maybe Cowboys fans might know him better than me, and maybe he's not playing good at cup or whatever, but a hard-hitting forward, like, they had no middle forward. Like, I remember him playing in the trials last year. He was unstoppable. But yeah, well, this could get ugly, guys. The Broncos have won their past 4 games against the Cowboys. Cowboys have won 4 of their past 5 games at Suncorp Stadium. There you go. Adam Reynolds requires 11 points to move him to 3rd in the all-time NRL point scorers list. Wow, shout out to little Reno. That's a really top 3 all-time. Wow, what a career. Cowboys have conceded 78 points in their opening 2 games. Jesse Arthurs has scored 5 tries in his past 3 games. I hope he scores more. I've absolutely killed it with him on Supercoach. I put him in by accident. I didn't put him in by accident. He was the best player I could afford to put in my flexi spot. He's just been murdering it. I'm like, everyone's like, man, good spot with Jesse Arthurs. I'm like, just picked him because I could afford it. Let's have a look. We should be able to get some try scorers in this game, boys. Jesse Arthurs on Derby, Vayela. Yeah, Jesse Arthurs is getting over. Then we have Mariner and Cobbo on Purdue and Talangi, with Ricky running block. Yeah, I reckon Mariner. I reckon you just cannot go wrong with Mariner, Cobbo or Arthurs. Take your pick. Pick all 3 if you want. Or if you can do a 3 to combine for 3 or more. I love that. Yeah, I'd say it's going to be those guys that are going to be scoring. Arthur's on Derby. Talangi. These 3, Dearden, Purdue, Talangi, and this other, they had no communication, no connectivity, no anything. Like they did, you meant to move like, it was like, it was awful. It was awful. I'd probably take this side if I could. I could go Mariner and Cobbo for 3 or more. Or just take both if you want. If you just want to put your plums on the table. Let them hang. Let them hang. Brisbane to win and win well. Sharkies versus the Bunnies. I was about to say somebody's O's got to go, but Sharkies lost their first game, didn't they? Let's have a look at these team lists, guys. So we are as programmed for the Sharkies back 7. Starting front row is AFB, Brayley, Kafusi, Nakura, Teague, Wilton and McInnes. McInnes the captain. He is too, that's right. Atkinson, Siffer, Brandon Ueli. This is just such a good balanced team. I just love it. Like I just spoke about the Cowboys not having. You look at their bench, 2 big middles, someone that can cover lock, second row, outside back, centre. Probably you wouldn't want him on the wing, but you move someone else to the wing. He goes to the centre. And then Atkinson can cover every position 1 through 7. Yeah, sorted. This is a team. This is a rugby league team, ladies and gentlemen. This is a well-balanced, big team. Edge, strike on the edge, try-scoring talent. This is a team. Damn, that was all right. On to the Bunnies now. Hubner and Bentley Hape. Was he even playing? Did he play? Was he in the reserves? I don't know. Tallis Duncan. Oh, I got him in my Supercoach. I thought he'd get injured. I was going to trade him. Do I leave him in at lock? He's going to get a lot of touches. He's going to make a lot of tackles. Do I leave him in at lock? And we have Jack Whiten returning as well. This is going to be a good game, guys. This is going to be a really good game. I've been impressed with Kepi. I've been impressed with Mole. I've been impressed with Mama Zulas. And I'm really impressed with Kulamutangi and Jai Arrow as well. Liam LeBlanc. Much better looking team, guys. This Bunnies team, much better than we thought. Stone Street has scored 8 tries in his past 5 games. Rabbitohs have won only 1 of their past 6 games at Shark Stadium. Mulatalo has scored 37 tries in 33 games at Shark Stadium. Rabbitohs are aiming for their first 3-0 start. No, sorry. Aiming for a 3-0 start for the first time since 2019. Nico Hines has landed 26 of his past 27 attempts at goal at Shark Park. That's pretty impressive. Let's have a little look. Let's see if we can find some mismatches here, boys. Right, we've got Graham, Tass, Mulatalo, Oro, Humphreys, Arrow. This is a very good defensive edge. Arrow, Humphreys, Graham, Tass, Wilton. Yeah, okay. So if I'm taking try scorers in the Sharks, I'm looking this left side. I'm looking Kulamutangi doesn't move laterally as well as Nakora can run a line. I like Nakora running right in here. I like Ramian not necessarily I like Stone Street as well, just because I think Whiten will have Ramian covered, but Hines loves a double cutout, and Stone Street on Myers, I'll take that. So I'll be looking at Nakora, Stone Street to get tries, and not too sure about, left. Kulamatangi at Hines. Yeah, I'd be going left side both guys if you're looking. White and Myers. Yeah, I'll be looking somewhere in there. Left for both sides, guys, is where I think both teams will score. We'll have the easiest way to score. Or you could always just go big old AFB. Hey, where's Hazleton? Can anyone let me know in the comments where Hazleton is? What am I doing? He's definitely out, eh? How long is he injured for? Okay. Look, I'm gonna go Sharkies because it's at Shark Park. Like I said, love how balanced the team is. Rabbits have been good, but it's not like they've like hammered good teams or anything. I mean, they've beaten the Dragons and the Dolphins, and in close games, goal kicking being the difference. So I do think even though they've got a loss win, definitely more impressed with these, especially with the news coming out that over half their team had COVID or influenza during the week and couldn't train. So yeah, I like the Sharkies in this one. I think they win, but it's a Wayne Bennett team, so I think they could keep it close. I'll go 1-13, 1-12. I wouldn't actually take that. I'd just go take it on the head because Sharks can get on a roll. They can. Speaking of the fins up, baby. Fins down. It's not a pretty start. Like I said, giving them a little bit of benefit of doubt just because the unsettled start to the season with the Cyclone having to move a game, then getting back, then having to go straight back to Newcastle without being able to really train. Would have only had a handful of training sessions leading up to those two games. Definitely not a ton of fine-tuning being able to do. Like I said, I was in Brisbane the Cyclone time, and it wasn't bad, but pretty much what they did from Tuesday on was like, don't leave the house, get prepared for the Cyclone. It's going to tear your house apart. So everyone was running around looking for groceries and boarding up their houses and doing all this sort of stuff, and nothing real. The city pretty much shut down from Wednesday till the weekend. So, and then obviously they would have come back, did their recovery, trained again, then gone to Newcastle. So, not a ton of fine-tuning they could have done in that time. So I'm, like I said, not impressed at all, but I'm going to give them a little bit of benefit of doubt, not completely write them off or anything like that. I think they should be better, especially with Bronwich and Finifuiaki and Bostock back, baby. Bostock. So we've got Hammer, Asako, Avarillo, Herbie Farmer, Junior Tupou, Cody Nikarima, and Isaiah Katoa in the back seven. We have Daniel Saifidi, JMK, Kafusi, Keeley. Why is he still there? Max Plath and Gilbert. Yeah. Again, I'll say it before I say it again. I'd put Gilbert in the front row. I'll put Max Plath in at lock for some more leg speed, and I'll be putting Finifuiaki in the second row. I'd be bringing him in, and I'd actually put Josh Bostock in for Junior Tupou. Too many errors, man. Too many errors. Bostock's a finisher, and he's pretty comfortable under the high ball. That's what I'll be doing. All right, so Tigers should be as named, right? So I've got Buller, Taruva, Dewey, Toa, Skelton, Galvin, Jerome Luai, Tyrrell May. How good was Tyrrell May last week? Abby Coruscant, Fanua Pole, Fainu, Seyfarth, Twal, De Silva, Hunt, Bird, and Fainu. What a team. What a team, boys. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Let's have a look, see what's going on here. Dolphins have won 4 of their past 6 games played at Redcliffe. West Tigers have lost their past 5 games at Queensland venues. Hamaso has scored 6 tries in 3 games at Redcliffe. Gerard Skelton has scored 6 tries in his last 8 NRL appearances. Dolphins aim to avoid their first 0-3 start in their whatever it said. I got off the page too quickly. All right, let's have a look at some matchups. We've got Big Tapau on Little Taruva. We've got Avarillo on Tor. Farmworth and Osako on Dewey and Skelton. There could be some love there for the Dolphins. Yeah, they got to get Finny Fuyaki in this team. I don't know about this Keeley dude. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm going to do a try scorers in this one yet. Nothing's jumping out at me, but I'll think of something. As far as my tips go for it, guys, I'm taking the Finns. Tigers haven't travelled well in previous years. Dolphins desperate for a win. Very good at home. Like I said, I think they're a better team than what they've showed. I'm not jumping on the Tigers bandwagon just yet. I think they're very capable. I think they could be very good, but I think Finns are going to get this one. I just really do. I don't love the team that's out there. Like I said, there's definitely a few changes I'd make, but I think they're going to get it done. I really do think they're going to get it done. But we're going to have to wait and see, guys. Bring it on. Titans versus the Knights. Now, you're stabbing me heart. Kai Pierce Paul out. Leo Thompson out. Who is coming in for these 2-0 Knights? Schiller, Gagai, Best, Marju, Sharp, Cogger. Brody Jones comes straight in. You got Lucas. Oh no, they've taken Frizzell out of the lock and put Adam Elliott in. I don't mind that if Adam Elliott just plays hard and just runs. I think he can. I loved him in his earlier years, and then the lock sort of became this link position. I felt like he played too much. Went too Isaiah when he should have been playing more like Paddy. Did it lock? Like he linked, but not always. He was run, and if there's something on link, So I don't mind that. I actually don't mind this lineup at all. If Elliott plays more like a running lock rather than a pass first lock. Brayley, Hetherington, Thomas Can, and Matty Croker. And let's have a look at so AKP out, Jolliffe out. Okay, so who comes in? Tony Francis, Brian Kelly, Philip Sammy, Jojo Fafita, AJ Brimson, Jaden Campbell, Moe, Sam Verrills, Gillard, Cleese Haas, Fermor, Tino, Randall Fafita, Isaac, Brock Gray. Let's have a look what's going on here. Titans have won only 4 from 11 at Seabus Stadium. Titans, if you want... People go, why don't people go to the games at the Gold Coast? Well, maybe if you won some games, mate. 4 from 11 if you're playing away from home and you're not the top shelf team. I can live with that, but not at home, boys. Come on. Knights have won 5 of their past 6 games against the Titans. Jojo Fafita has scored 8 tries in his past 7 NRL games. Knights are aiming for 3 straight wins for the first time since 2015. Now, I think I know exactly who I'm taking for try scorers in this one, but let's have a look. Marju, and that's Preston Marju, Sammy and Fafita. Okay, so they're on a better side. Philip, Sammy and Fafita can be a little dicey on defence. Sharp. Sharp best Marju, boys. Sharp, best, Marju. And if you want some value, Frizzell running at Campbell on Cleese Haas. He can punch that gap. I'll be looking all down there, boys. All down there. Especially with Elliott can link pretty good to his outside man quickly. Run arms, straighten them all up. Flick it out the back. Sharp. Frizzell running block. Sharp to hit Marju or best at full speed. There's points there. I'm going to take the Knights. I'm going the Knights. Like I said, not Titans for me. I love the team. Hate the spine. I love the players in the spine. I just hate the spine. The way it's put together. I don't love it. And KP he's Willem Daliam. He looks incredible. if these teams are evenly matched and it comes down to X factor, KP all day, baby. KP all day. Eels Bulldogs. Man, I wish both teams are fully fit and playing good. You know what sucked about this? This is, to me, the best rivalry in rugby league, right? Maybe, for me, I'm not saying it is the best one. Like, obviously, we've got other ones like Roosters and Bunnies and stuff like that, but I like this one best. I just don't know why. It's just the ones that tickles, it gets my willy wobbling the best. But in the last 8 or 9 years, Parramatta's been really good and Bulldogs have been trash, or the other way around. It's been the other way around for not very long, but you get what I'm saying. Like, they haven't really met both in the peak of their powers. They're both in top 8 form in a minute, which sucks. What happened to Blake Wilson here? He didn't come to media day. He had to use his old photo. All right, so Ronald Volkman has been dropped. Addo Carr, what a game. Addo Carr, what a game to debut for the Eels in. I'm taking him for a try all day. All day. Is he playing on the left wing? Let's have a quick look. What's on a Sunday too? Well, good. Oh, he's not actually named, okay. So he just must be named in the... He just must be named in the reserves. Yep. Josh Adokar. Joash Popali'i. Yeah, man, if they don't get much out of Isaiah Longy, they might have to bloody give Joash a try. All right, so Dean Hawkins in for Ronald Volkman. Forward pack unchanged. Joe Offrangawi, Hands, Junior Paulo, Sean Lane, Jack Williams, Jermaine Hopgood, Riley Smith, Matt Dury, Katonga. I like this kid. Now, the big ones obviously. Burton out, Kiko out. So, back 5 is unchanged. We've got Connor... Where's Karaz going to play when he's back? Is he going to take Blake's spot or Montoya's spot? I can't remember what side he plays on. Again, if you know, let me in the comments. I can't remember. He plays right, doesn't he? Yeah, I think. So, Bailey Howard comes in at 6. Now, one of the bros in the Discord did say, how do you think he's going to go replacing Burton? You can't. It's Matt Burton, for God's sake. He kicks it higher than NFL punters. He's a beast. Toby Sexton can steer the ship around. He's all right. Like, he can steer the ship around. He's pretty solid, but where they're really going to miss him, and why I really like the Bulldogs is, and the Bulldogs make them even better. So he's got the biggest, highest kick in the comp. So he thumps the ball down, kicks all those boys, make it an even better kick. You're making 2 metres on your kick return instead of 15. NRL's a game of force and backs, guys. I tell you that every week. That's where they're going to miss him. I don't think he has a big boot. It was funny, Sexton and I can't remember who else. They were kicking it. The kicks weren't bad, but you watched the kick return meters substantially went up, and when you're doing that over a full game, it's just an extra 10 metres your forwards have to get back as well. It makes such a big difference having a big boot, man. Like, people are like, what if... Parramatta would win games because obviously Mitchell Moses has a giant boot as well. And Mitchell Moses didn't have... I remember someone goes... they were like, oh, he didn't have a good game. He kicked for a kilometre, which is 500 is a big game. He kicked for... And they're like, how did he have a good game? This is a good game. And showed me Nico Hines. He's 2 try assists, 3 tries. I'm like, they couldn't... He single-handedly kept that team in their own half. They couldn't get out of their own half because he was booting the ball inside theirs and trapping them and kicking from his own half, and they were trapping dudes inside their 10. It was phenomenal, So that's where I think it'll hurt him a bit. I love these Bulldogs jerseys, by the way. And, okay, they did... I said when Kiko went down, it's fine. They can put Satilli on an edge. I love it. They don't lose the goddamn thing there. Now, okay, what's going on here? We've got Max King, Reid Marnie, Josh Curran starting. Satilli, Preston, Salmon. So Harry Hayes dropped to the bench, and Fafita comes on, I guess, for Satilli's spot, and Kurt Morin comes in, I guess, for Hayward's spot. I love that. I love me some Kurt Morin. I love little dudes that come off the back fence. Yeah, I love it. Look, I don't think this Bulldog team's going to be as good without Burton and Kickout. You don't have to be very good to beat the way the Eels have been playing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're not going to have to be tremendous. They're not going to need a 70-metre boot that hangs in the air forever. They just need to complete their sets, run hard, tackle hard. That'll beat this Parramatta Eels team. They're a mess, and it's sad. I'd love to see them doing better. I was really hoping. When they went good in the preseason, I was like, oh yes, Bulldogs and Parramatta are going to be both in the 8. You know, and then I didn't end up putting Parramatta in my 8 anyway, but I was like, how good's that? Imagine if they play a finals game against each other. We might finally get the big rivalry finals game we've been longing for a decade. Nah. But yeah, I haven't even gone through this yet, have I? Eels have won 4 of their past 5 games against the Bulldogs. Bulldogs have won only 2 of their past 16 games at CommBank Stadium. Oh my God. Eels have conceded 88 points in the opening 2 games. Sexton will make his 50th. Josh Adokar has scored 8 tries in 6 games against the Bulldogs. That's pretty handy. Josh Adokar for a try all day. Let's have a quick look at some matchups. We should be able to get some tries here. All right, we got Satilli running at Williams. Williams is actually solid defensively. I was pretty shocked. I didn't really pay closely to whether he was making the right reads or not, but I just mean, dudes on their back. Sherry on Montoya. Samani. Now, Lomax was defending on wing, but offensively in centre. It's really strange. Crichton on Penasini and Russell on Willison. I'd probably lean to the right. I'd probably go Preston and Willison if I was looking. Probably go Preston and Willison. Let's have a quick look at this scoring map. Jake Rustic. Okay. Yeah, I like Preston and Willison. All day, baby. Doggies to win. And what's the final game here? Sea Eagles versus the Raiders. Sea Eagles coming off a disappointing win, and Raiders 2-0, cruising up the milk. Proving everyone wrong again and making me look awesome because I had you in the finals. I said, don't underestimate this Canberra team. Everyone said, you're an idiot. Now they're looking like idiots. Thank you, Milk, for doing what I knew you were capable of all the time. Xavier Savage. Is Tarpany suspended for 2 games? That is absolute bollocks. 2 games for that? That's ridiculous, man. Yeah. Simply out, Dean Madison out. What's Simply out for? Takeaho back though. Okay. Josh Alley back to the bench. Man, they must have really liked what Takeaho did in the preseason to just be starting him over Simply and Alloy, eh? Like, Simply and Alloy aren't jokes. Like, they're good players. Oh, who's going to be on Nickel? Who's going to be on Olakau'atu? Oh, we'll get to that. Now, I just want to start this. Tom Dravojevic and Daly Cherry Evans named. I don't know why you would risk them. And like, your season depends on those 2 being in tip-top shape. They've both gone down with injuries, even if they're soft tissue injuries. Well, Daly Cherry Evans was apparently back spasms, so hopefully that's fine. But if Turbo's even scraped his knee, I'm not playing him. You put a Band-Aid on that big Tommy and you rest up. Get him a cold pack for his head and a thermometer for his mouth and rest him up, lad. Seriously. But man, this should be a cracking game. I'm really excited for it. Seagulls have won 7 of their past 10 games against the Raiders. Raiders have only won 2 of their Raiders have won their last 2 games at full. What? When? Tom Trbojevic has scored 15 tries in 12 games against the Raiders. Joash Papali'i will move to... Josh Papali'i will become... He's going to overtake Croker in the front. Man, I tell you what, some front rowers, been some durable front rowers over the past, 15 years. Like, there's a lot of front rowers breaking records that you just wouldn't think they could. Like, you know what I mean? Like, overtaking backs for games played and stuff like that at clubs. It's like JWH, man. Like, if he didn't get suspended all those times, he'd be at 350, 360. It's insane. Saba scored to try and his last 5 games at 4 Pines Park. Yeah, wow. Okay, let's have a look at this. Surely we can find some mismatches here. Well, I've got Tomoko and Kohler and Hopewadi. Savage on Hopewadi. So the only thing I'm not huge on Hopewadi is he's still got his boy body. I think if Tomoko gets one-on-one with him, is GG's. Like who did they play last week? It was Broncos. He had, I think it was Payne Haas. No, it was Corey Jensen, Paddy. No, who's Xavier Wilson, Corey Jensen, and Paddy hit him. He didn't even move, and then he walked them 3 meters. I was like, how are you doing that? Those dudes weigh like 350 kilos, and you're walking them. He's so strong, bro. I couldn't believe it. It was like a nothing thing in the game. He didn't do anything. He just ran up to him, went boom, and just walked him. But I was sitting there as someone, you know what I mean? Like you play a bit of league, you know how hard it is to walk anyone. He walked 350 kilos. Like 3 or 4 meters. They couldn't put him. They were trying to shake him, and they couldn't put him down. Couldn't believe what I was watching. It was insane. And what have we got on this other side here? We got Young, Strange, Chris, Tomale, Ola Kawatu. It's going to be on Young. Okay, they could be fighting for an origin spot right here, boys. Garrick, Saab. I love Saab. The only thing I hate about picking them is because they score their tries from inside their half a lot, right? So they'll shift from here. Olakwado will batter and bash or whatever, or Olakwado will run a line. Turbo will sweep around, create an overlap. They'll throw a cutout to Saab, who will run along here. But then obviously, because they're attacking from so far out, the fullback easily covers here, and then he has to pass back in. So many times, Garrick or Turbo get the tries that should go to Saab, because if you run that shape here, so if they run that exact same shape like on the 20 metre line, Weeks won't have time to get across. You know what I mean? You're throwing the cutout ball, you're catching it here and putting it down there. But because they run it from so far out, it ends up being Turbo or Garrick getting the ball back. You know, come on, man. Like the amount of times Saab's been put into space, and if they did that inside the 30, Saab scores every day of the week. But because they're doing it from so far out, the bloody end up passing it back into Garrick, or Cherry Evans even sometimes gets them as well. But seeing Saab run free along this sideline is like, it happens a lot, and he does end up scoring at the end of it. It sucks. Especially when you got him and you try to score, you're like, yeah! You do that about 6 times a game, and Turbo ends up with 4 tries. You're just like, come on, man. Some bullshit, man. Oh, man, it sucks. Look, guys, I'm on the milk. I'm high on the milk. I'm going to put an asterisk on this, though. If Turbo isn't fit or isn't playing, or Cherry isn't fit or isn't playing, I'm taking the Canberra Raiders without even thinking about it. But I do like Sea Eagles bouncing back at home, Turbo, all that stuff. I think they can get it done. So I'll be taking Sea Eagles if fit and if healthy. But not super sold on this one either, guys. But it should be really, really good. Super excited. And that's it, boys. We Dunskies. Damn, video went a little longer than I wanted it to. But oh well, it happens. Thank you all so much for watching, guys. And I'll see you on the next one.